Good afternoon. We read the story of Santosh Yadav. Now we are going to read the story of Maria Sharapova. Both the women, they had reached for the top. They had achieved their goals. They have achieved success after hard training, hard work, with their determination and passion. But both the girls, both the women, they had different, there were some dissimilarities between the two. One is from India, another is from Siberia, Russia. Their family backgrounds were different. You will find that Santosh's family, that was very orthodox, very conservative, traditional. As a result, Santosh had to struggle. The family background was a big challenge for Santosh. Every time she had to struggle, she had to fight the system. She had to convince her parents, whether it is dresses or it is education or it is going for mountaineering, how she had to accept that challenge and she had to fight that. But with Maria, it was not so. Maria had been belonging to the parents that had been giving her a big support. Santosh's parents also started giving her support later on when they did understand that she is not going to change, when they could understand that she was very passionate and once determined she would not be changing herself. So they started helping her. But Maria's parents, actually, the motivation had come to Maria from her parents. They were a big support. And Maria had started her journey at a very early age. She wasn't even 10. But Maria's journey was also not so easy. She also had challenges. She also had hardships. Yes, any journey you go on, it is not easy. What you people are doing, what you people are going through, your journey, you also have difficulties. School, then this class, then homework, then test, right? It's a favorite TV program, but tomorrow is the test. So you have to sacrifice that TV program. The parents are attending a wedding. You want to go, but you cannot because tomorrow is the test. So you have to sacrifice, right? So at every level, there are challenges, there are hardships. And when you overcome them, definitely you will be reaching success. So here, let us read about Maria Sharapova. But before that, here is a small warm-up activity for you. We'll do that. A Russian girl, Maria Sharapova, reached the summit of women's tennis when she was barely 18. Now, summit is actually the top of the mountain. But you see, again, here this word has been used metaphorically for success of Maria Sharapova. So top of the mountain meaning the success. So Maria Sharapova achieved success in women's tennis when she was barely 18. She was just 18 when she became the top seeded women tennis player. As you read about her, see if you can draw a comparison between her and Santosh Yadav. When you read, you will be able to compare and contrast the two women. But before that, here are given some phrases to my left side in the box. And here are given the meanings of those phrases. These phrases you are going to read. You are not only going to read, you are going to comprehend their meanings and you are going to add it up to your vocabulary and dictionary. Just a minute before I was talking about the dictionary in your mind. Okay, so please allow these also to be added there. Now these meanings are jumbled up. So let us match the meaning. Yes, please browse at these phrases first. Quick. I give you 1 minute to try to match. Yes, shall we discuss now? Okay. Something disarming. What will you match it with?
Causing strong feeling of sadness.
Causing strong feeling of sadness. No, child. Yes, Vinayak, any idea? Is that Vinayak or Abhinav? Abhinav, okay. I think Abhinav has some problem with his audio. Yes, something disarming, something that makes you feel friendly, something that makes you feel likable. You start liking. And then taking away your suspiciousness, you do not suspect, right? Then at odds with. Next is at odds with. At odds with is in contrast or not agreeing with, which does not agree with, right? Glamorous attire. I think you can make out this easily. Glamorous attire. It is attractive and exciting clothes, right? In almost no time. Hurry up, finish it in no time.
Quickly, almost
Quickly.
immediately.
Right, quickly, almost immediately. Poised beyond her ears. Poised beyond her ears, meaning beyond her age. Yes, right, Abhinav. Abhinav has given correct answer. Poised beyond her years, more calm, confident, and in control. And in control meaning maturer than the people of her age usually are. At such a young age, at the age of 18, barely 18, she is maturer, more calm and composed and confident than the girls of her age. Packed off,
Sent off.
sent off. Launched, launched. Prime Minister had launched India Space Organization.
Started.
Started. Heart-wrenching, causing strong feelings of sadness, right? That touches your heart. Okay. So when you read Maria Sharapova, you will get to know about Maria's journey of tennis, what challenges Maria had to face, what were her hobbies, what are her hobbies, sorry, right? What she likes, and what is the source of inspiration for Maria, right? Now let us start this. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire, and that something in her lifted on Monday, 22 August 2005, to the world #1 position in women's tennis. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova. There is something disarming about her, meaning there is a quality. There is some quality in Maria Sharapova that will make you friendly with her, meaning that will make you like Maria. Despite, just opposite to that, she was smiling and she would wear attractive clothes. The tennis players, they are known for wearing glamorous attire because it is one such sport where they have to put on such kind of dress. So usually it becomes a subject of comment by the spectators, by the viewers, etc. And that's something in her lifted her on Monday, 22 August 2005 to the world #1 position in women's tennis. And it was that quality in her, perhaps that is her simplicity, her smile, her simplicity. There was some quality in her that had helped her, lifted her, meaning that had helped her reach for the top, that had helped her achieve her success on Monday, 22 August 2005. Why? What happened that particular day? She had reached the world #1 position in women's tennis. Tennis world is full of competition, children. Whether it's men's tennis or it's women's tennis. I hope you people had seen Australia Open, Australia Open, Wimbledon. Wimbledon is the most prestigious one, the tournament. If you are watching these, then you must be knowing how tough competition is there in the tennis world. And this girl at the age of 18, she became #1 position. She reached #1 position in women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. All this happened in almost no time, meaning very fast, very quickly. It happened so quickly. Just 9 or 10 years before she had started training, I mean that she had come and she started playing the sport. And after four years of training, 4 years of professional training for the professional game. And she could, within 4 years, she could reach the top. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian-born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian-born teenager. Meaning, Maria was born in Siberia. A Russian girl, Siberia is in Russia. She is composed and calm. She is maturer than her age. The girls usually of her age, they are not serious, they are not that confident, but she is more confident, she is more calm than many other girls of her age. So that reflects her maturity at a very young age. At this age only, after 4 years, 9 or 10 years before she started playing, but 4 years professional training she had taken to play this game professionally and to reach the pinnacle. To reach the pinnacle meaning success. So it took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle, that is to achieve the success, which success? And to become #1 in the women's world tennis. I hope each and every word is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. This is very important now. However, the rapid ascent is the opposite of descent. So can you make out the meaning of ascent? Yes? The opposite of ascent is descent. So what do you understand? The meaning of ascent? Ascent meaning going up. Descent meaning falling, going down. Okay? So the rapid ascent meaning her rapid progress, her fast progress in this fiercely competitive world. As I have already told you, the tennis world is full of competition, whether they are men's tennis or it is women's tennis. There is tough competition, very fierce competition. And she had progressed so fast. Within 4 years of her professional training, she had reached the top. So this rapid progress in her competitive world, it started 9 years before. 9 years before, from Siberia, she had come to USA, Florida. She settled there and she started preparing herself for world #1 tournament, that is Wimbledon, right? And 9 years before, she had made the kind of sacrifices which very few children would be prepared to face. They would not make sacrifices. See, children, what it is. Later on, she has given one statement also, which means no pains, no gains. Without hard work, you cannot achieve the success. You have to make sacrifices. So many things you have to lose to gain something. So what sacrifices she made, that she would just tell you in the story. But you see that all these achievers, if you ever listen to their interviews or read their interviews, you would come to know. Just as, for example, Neeraj Chopra, in one of his interviews, he said, for 10 months, he had not eaten homemade food. So he was missing that. He was away from the family. When somebody asked him about his fan following on social media, he said he does not know because he had never seen his phone. He had been keeping it away. You just talk to these players, Saina Nehwal, PVS Sandhu, they all say that once the tournament they are going to play, then for months they sacrifice their phones, they sacrifice their social media, etc., everything. So you see that these are the sacrifices they have to face. Another wrestler, Ravi Dahiya's father, when I was listening to his interview, he said that he had been staying in Chhatrapur Academy, the Chhatrasal Academy, in Chhatrasal Stadium. And father had been coming every day from his village early morning at 4 o'clock to give him milk and the breakfast. Because the breakfast provided was perhaps not sufficient for him. So it's not only that these players make sacrifices, the parents also make sacrifices, right? So not many stories are there. Anyway, little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she was packed off to train in the United States. She was not even 10th. She was not even 10 years old when her mother had sent her off to United States, all alone with her father. That trip to Florida with her father, Yuri, launched her on the path to success and stardom. This journey from Siberia to Florida was actually her journey to Wimbledon, was actually her journey to the world of tennis, was actually her journey towards success and stardom, meaning popularity. How she became famous after achieving that success, after becoming #1 in the women's world tennis. She became so popular all over the world. Everybody knows about her now, right? But it also required a heart-wrenching 2-year separation from her mother, Yelena. So when she left Siberia, she was not accompanied by her mother. So it was a sad feeling. It was really very stressful for her, very distressing for her. For 2 years, she could not see her mother. A 9-year-old girl, and for 2 years, she could not see her mother. She was unaccompanied by her mother, Yelena. So that 2 years separation from her mother, it was very painful for her. Each day she had been missing her. The later was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. Mother could not join her. Mother could not accompany her to Florida. Why? Because of some visa hassles, because of some visa restrictions. Visa, I hope you know,
Yes, ma'am.
right? The 9-year-old girl had already learned an important lesson in life, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. She was just 9 years old, and she did understand an important lesson, that if she wants to achieve excellence, if she wants perfection, if she wants success in tennis, then she has to pay the price for that. Do you understand this statement? What does she mean by this price?
Success.
No. What does she mean by the price? What price she has paid? She has achieved excellence in tennis, but at what price? She had to make sacrifices. What sacrifice? She had to stay away from the mother. She did stay. There were two things, mother or tennis. She chose tennis. She knew that mother would join her ultimately, but she never wanted to waste time. She never wanted to waste time, right? Yes, Abhinav, you are right. Abhinav has given the answer, sacrifice. So she never wanted to waste time. She was so passionate about learning, training, and achieving that excellence in tennis that she did not care. However, she was missing her mother badly, but she did sacrifice that. She agreed to separate from her. This is the price she had paid. I used to be so lonely. Maria Sharapova recalls, I miss my mother terribly. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, so he couldn't see me either. Now, Maria has expressed, very honestly and truly, she expressed that how she had been feeling lonely, how she had lived in loneliness, the price she has paid for her tennis excellence. She was missing her mother terribly. She could not help it because it was her choice that she has to excel in tennis. Father, he would go for work. Most of the time he would work. Why? Because he had been managing to afford the money to pay for her training. I tell you one thing, children, that tennis is a very expensive game. Tennis, squash, these are expensive games. You need a lot of money. Tennis, squash, golf, billiards, you need a lot of money for that. So the father had been working day and night so that her training was not, her tennis training was not interrupted. It should go on smoothly. So that's what she said, that she couldn't see, she couldn't meet her father also. And mother was away. So she felt very lonely without parents. So that very period was very difficult for her. But she accepted that. And despite feeling lonely, despite missing her mother, her parents, she had been balancing between her feelings for her parents as well as her urge to become number one. And then she focused on her training. That's why she could succeed, right? Because I was so young, I used to go to bed at 8 p.m. The other tennis pupils would come in at 11 p.m. and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. Yes, wherever you go, the seniors, they would always bully you in one or the other way. So this is a kind of bullying itself, right? She was young, and moreover, she had nothing to do. So at 8 only, she would go to the bed. But the senior players, those who were sharing room with her, when they would come, they would wake her up and they would tell her to tidy up her room and clean it. But she would not oppose them. She would not contradict them. She would just do it. Why? Because she had not come here to fight. She had not come here to agree or disagree. She knew the reason for which she was there. She knew that she had come to get tennis training. She had come to become number one. She had come to achieve success in the tennis world. So she would just do it very sincerely. She'll just follow it. And she would more focus on her sport. Instead of, yes, any problem till here, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined and mentally tough. Instead of letting that depress me, she said, I would not allow myself to be depressed because of being dictated, because of being bossed by the senior girls. She said, I would not allow such things to depress me. She was not depressed. She was not disturbed, but she became quietly more determined and mentally strong. Yes, it happens, children. Sometimes such challenges, if you do not accept them, if you cry, if you get impatient, then you will not be able to succeed. But if you are patient enough and determined, then it definitely makes you mentally strong. And you can easily counter and you can easily contradict and you can easily overcome those challenges. This is what Maria had done. Maria had been quiet girl. She would quietly follow what the seniors would be asking. And she would not allow herself to be depressed, to be sad, or desperate after that. Because she was determined, and rather she said that this has made her mentally stronger, and then she would focus much more on her training. I learned how to take care of myself. She said when the girls told her to tidy up the room, clean this, clean that, in any way, indirectly, she had been grateful to them that she had learned how to take care of her needs, how to become mature and independent. I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. As she was being bossed or bullied by the seniors, right? She said that she never thought that she should quit. She should run away. She should give up. That these girls misbehave with her or they ill treat her. No. She said that no, all these things would not affect her. Nothing was going to affect her. Why? Because she knew her needs. She was very clear about it in her mind that I have come here for tennis to achieve an excellence in tennis and I have to get that. So that does not matter to her what the others say anything about her. Right? When you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. Yes, children, it's very important statement. It can be given in that 5 marks question. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, when you come from nothing and you have nothing, meaning if there is something which you don't have, when you are deprived of something, when you lack something, when there is something which you want but you don't have in your possession, then what happens? It makes you hungry. It makes you very hungry, meaning it arouses a strong desire in you to get that, to achieve that. When you are deprived of something, you have a strong urge, a strong desire to achieve that. And that makes you determined and, of course, mentally strong. And then you start working in the direction of getting what you don't have. Right? You see that this is post children. Otherwise, if you just get back to the past history of India's freedom struggle, how these revolutionaries, they had come, they started revolt against Britishers because they were deprived of their freedom, they were deprived of their rights, they were deprived of the kind of life they were supposed to live. And that had made them determined to achieve it, that is to achieve freedom, to make India a free country. And that's how they started struggling. And today we are an independent nation. So this is what she says, that if you don't have anything, you are deprived of something, then you have a strong desire to achieve it. And you become more determined. When you become more determined, when you say, oh, I will get it, I will prove it. So that is your determination. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my dream. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults. She said that I didn't choose. I didn't choose to live with humiliation and insult. Why? Because I had decided to pursue my dream. I had decided to pursue my dream of becoming #1 in women's world tennis. So these humiliations, these insults by the seniors, it is not going to affect me. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults. I would have put up, meaning she would have tolerated. She said, I would have tolerated. If more the humiliation and more insult they had given to me, I would have tolerated that too. Why? Because I have decided to pursue my dream just for the sake of fulfilling my dream of becoming #1 in tennis world. I hope it is clear.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of steadfastly?
Then that too.
Ma'am, steadfastly.
Yes, Abhinav, will you tell the meaning? I think you've already read this. Yes, Abhinav. Yes. No? Okay. Steadfastly meaning firmly, steadfast, firm, right? She was very firm about her dream. She was very firm about her goals. I think Abhinav has given. Okay, Abhinav, I was asking for steadfastly, right? Anyway, steadfastly meaning firmly. She was very firm. She was very firm. She was very clear in her mind that she had come with a dream to become #1 in the women's tennis world. And that was her dream. She was pursuing, she was chasing, she was working to cherish, to fulfill that dream. So whatever humiliation and insult she has to bear, she would bear. Because her ultimate goal was to enter the tennis world, to achieve, to reach the top of the success. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Abhinav has sent something. Ah, yes, that's right. That's right, Abhinav. Strongly. Abhinav has given the answer strongly and without stopping. Yes. Strongly, firmly. Okay. That toughness runs through Maria even today. It was the key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004 and to her meteoric rise to the world #1 spot the following year. The toughness runs through Maria even today also, till today. Maria is as firm as she was many years before. Just a minute. As she was many years before. Yes. It was the key to her bagging, this toughness, this strength, this strong, being very strong and being very firm. This was the secret, this was the key, this was the motivation factor that she had bagged the women's singles title, singles crown, singles title at Wimbledon in 2004. And then to her meteoric rise, meteoric, fast, rapid rise. Then the very next year in 2005, she became #1. She reached #1 position the very next year. So it was very early, very quickly, very fast. She has made that elevation. She had elevated, she had climbed the ladder of success so fast. How? With her determination, with her firmness, being mentally strong, and she was very much focused. She was definitely as passionate as Santosh Yadav was, but she was very much focused. Whatever the girls had asked her to do, she did. She was not afraid of that. She did not allow herself to be affected by that. She just had been doing, because her ultimate goal was actually to achieve the success, not to please those girls. But she had been doing it because she never wanted to take any, she never wanted to take any disturbance. She never wanted to upset herself, right? So that way she was very practical. While her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the hearts of the tennis fans, for the youngster herself, there appears to be no room for sentiment. Her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia. Siberia is very cold, frozen, right? She started her journey from Siberia to this tennis world, to the summit of women's tennis, that is to the success, to the top of the women's tennis. She has touched the hearts of tennis fans. She is admired by her fans for her this journey, for her this fulfilling journey. For the youngster herself, she herself is young. There appears to be no room for sentiment. There is no space for any emotions. The straight looks and answers she gives when asked about her ambition make it amply clear that she considers the sacrifices were worth it. She does not express her emotions. There is no room. She does not give any importance to that. In any interview, when she is asked questions, she gives very precisely the answers. Straight to the point answers she gives. When she is asked about her ambition, she makes it very clear that she thinks the sacrifices were worth it, that she has made sacrifices in her this journey from Siberia to the tennis world. But those sacrifices have not gone wasted. They were worth it, meaning they are valued. Why? Because after those sacrifices, she has achieved success. Sacrifices are waste if you get failed. when you achieve success, then you just forget all those sacrifices. Then you are not at pain that yes, you had to give up something, you had to lose something. I am very, very competitive. I work hard at what I do. It's my job. She was not hesitant in admitting that she was very competitive. She has a strong competitive spirit. Now, do remember, this is the difference between Santosh Yadav and Maria. Santosh Yadav did not have a competitive spirit. She had her goals, she wanted to achieve them. She would fight against the system, but she did not have competition with anyone. Maria, as she had been in the world of tennis, this world definitely gives a good competition, a tough competition. So a person with a competitive spirit can only survive this world. And Maria says that she is competitive. And when you are competitive, you have to work hard to achieve success. I hope you people must have seen on the television many videos of Neeraj Chopra's training had been displayed. Have you seen those?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? So how he had worked hard to achieve that success, right? It's my job. She says, it's my job. It's my profession. Yes, tennis is a professional game. And the game involves a lot of money. When you win, you get a lot of money. This is her mantra for success. Her mantra, her key to success is take the game as a competition, work hard, be ready for sacrifices if needed, and focus on your job, and the success is at your doorstep. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, she proudly parades her Russian nationality. Maria is a Russian, but at the age of 9 only, she came to US, she came to Florida, so she had got that American accent in her speech. But very proudly, she parades, she displays, she shows off her Russian nationality also. How? When at times she speaks in Russian, she has adopted American accent. Yes, if you live in America, you have to adopt American accent. She has adopted that American accent in her speech, which she had picked up very fast, but she has not forgotten. When we say she proudly parades her Russian nationality, meaning she has not forgotten her roots. She has elevated herself in America, in a foreign land. She has made progress in foreign land. She has achieved success in a foreign land, but she has not forgotten her roots in Russia. That she originally hails from Russia. So she is very proud of that Russian nationality, that she is basically a Russian. Clearing all doubt, she says, I am Russian. Some people think she is an American. Then she makes it very clear, I am Russian. Born in Russia, a Russian woman. However, playing for America, must have got the citizenship of America also. Yet at heart, she is Russian first. It's true that the US is a big part of my life. She says, of course, US is very important in her life because she started her career. She started her teenage from US. She grew up in US. She grew up with tennis in US. So how can she forget that US role? But I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. But she cannot forget her roots in Russia. She says she is a Russian citizen. And her blood is totally Russian because she is actually born in Russia. She is originally a native of Russia. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. Tennis, she had been playing from America, but she says that if Russia wants her, if Russia allows her, she would play Olympics also for Russia. What does it express? This expresses her love for her country. However, she did not stay there for long. Just for 9 years, she had been in Siberia. Is that clear? Any problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Like any number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lists fashion, singing, and dancing as her hobbies. Like any number of teenage sensations, any teenager at her age, just as the teenagers have many hobbies, Maria also has some hobbies. She likes fashion, she likes singing, she likes dancing. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. I hope you are familiar with Arthur Conan Doyle. Have you heard of it?
No, ma'am.
No. Arthur Conan Doyle was the writer who had written detective series of novels, and he had created the children's most favorite detective, Sherlock Holmes. Have you heard the name of Sherlock Holmes? He had created this detective character in his book, in his stories, and this character was created so realistically that the people thought him to be a real detective. Anyway, so she was fond of reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. When she is reading Conan Doyle, that means she is fond of reading detective serials. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odds with her love of pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. Her fondness for sophisticated, fashionable. She is very fond of wearing fashionable evening gowns. But it is just her, this fondness, her, this hobby is just in contrast with her love of pancakes. Why? Because the one who will be wearing evening gowns, meaning one has maintained one body, right? One is slim, but her love, she loves eating pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks, aerated orange drinks. So that is in contrast, because the one who is so fond of eating pancakes with chocolate spread cannot be that slim as Maria Sharapova is, right? So the rest we shall continue the next week. Okay. The rest we shall continue the next week. That is Thursday. All right. Any problem?
And what is the meaning of fondness?
Fondness meaning to like. For example, if I say I'm fond of evening coffee, I like having evening coffee, right?
Okay,
She
ma'am.
is fond of dancing. She loves dancing. She likes dancing, right? Yes. Any other?
No, ma'am.
Sure. Okay, fine, children. Then see you on Thursday. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Take care.